Why can some mistakes from months and years ago still hurt? While something good you did yesterday can disappear from your mind almost instantly, you know it's over. You can't go back. And yet your mind returns to the same conversation, the same decision, the same missed opportunity. Asking, what if I had done things differently? Maybe the problem isn't that you haven't learned from the past. Maybe it's that you've been trying to learn the same lesson over and over, without ever allowing yourself to leave the classroom. There's a difference between remembering a mistake and remaining trapped inside it. And learning that difference can change how you deal with your past. The first step is simple. Extract the lesson. Think about the mistake you keep replaying. Instead of asking, why did I do that? Ask, what do I understand now that I didn't understand then? Maybe you trusted the wrong person. Maybe you ignored a warning sign. Maybe you made a financial decision you regret. Maybe you wasted years waiting for the right time. Don't turn the mistake into a courtroom where you keep putting your past self on trial. Study it. What did you miss? What would you do differently now? What principle can you carry forward? That's reflection. Rumination keeps asking, what if? Reflection eventually asks, what now? And that leads to the second step. Separate the mistake from your identity. You made a bad decision. That doesn't mean you're a bad decision maker forever. You failed at something. That doesn't make you a failure. You handled the situation badly. That doesn't mean you're destined to handle every future situation badly. This distinction matters because a mistake can become more painful when you stop seeing it as something you did and start seeing it as proof of who you are. I'm stupid. I'm behind. I always ruin things. I should have known better. But your past self had information, habits, fears, and circumstances that your present self may no longer have. You don't have to approve of what you did. You just don't have to remain the person who did it. And this is where the third step becomes important. Turn regret into a decision. If something can be repaired, repair it. If someone deserves an apology, give one when appropriate. If there's a skill you should have learned, start learning it. If there's a pattern you keep repeating, change something about how you respond to it. Because the best way to prove that you learned from the past isn't to keep suffering over it. It's to let the lesson change your next choice. That's how regret becomes useful. Not by disappearing, but by becoming information. So the next time your mind takes you back to something you wish you could undo, pause. Don't ask, why was I like that? Ask, what is this memory trying to teach me? Take the lesson, make the adjustment, and then return to your life. Because you don't honor your past by punishing yourself forever. You honor it by refusing to waste what it taught you. The mistake happened. You cannot rewrite that chapter. But you can decide what kind of person writes the next one. And maybe moving forward doesn't mean finally forgetting what happened. Maybe it means remembering it, without needing to become it again. And remember, your past deserves reflection, not a permanent residence in your mind. Now, reset. Think. Mount.